The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. You're supposed to point. We're in a radio studio. Point that it's time for me to talk. Okay, try it again. Da 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 da. News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia. Is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet, with more than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes and on YouTube and on my site, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you are encouraged to post your comments, whether you agree with moi or not. And thanks to our good friends right here at CRN Digital Talk Radio, we're syndicated across the United States into 12 million additional households. For the second day of the row, here we are in Sunland, California, in the foothills of the San Bernardino Mountains. And it's actually very gorgeous in a smoggy kind of way here. And you can really see how why the Westerns were shot here. Because people actually ride horses to visit their neighbors, we found out in this neighborhood yesterday. Mike Horn, the president and CEO of CRN Digital Talk Radio, come on in close to me like you really like me, so you're on the cam with me.
I do like you, and it's a pleasure to be here on the show.
It's a pleasure to be here at your house. Before we talk about the president, because yesterday we were out to dinner, and everybody was stomping on the president's head because he's such an easy target.
I wasn't.
But you weren't. And I said, Mike, you got to come on the show. So here you are. But first, this CRN Digital Talk Radio, which carries this show into 12 million households across the United States, and
right.
Thank you for that, has been around for 25 years. This is your 25th
anniversary right now.
Yeah. Tell me about it. How did this all come about?
Well, the story is quite simple. I was working at a radio station in Southern California and read an article about a cable operator in Phoenix that picked up the signal of a distant Los Angeles radio station. He had put up, this was back in the early 80s, he'd put up all his antenna towers to pick up distant signals for television. And when he got all through, he hooked up a radio to see what he could get, and he picked up this FM station in Los Angeles. So he thought, wow, this is a top radio station. I'm going to run it as the audio on the channel where I put my weather dials and local city information. And so he's running these weather dials and going back and forth. And at the same time, he's running this radio station, KMET, in Los Angeles. And KMET shows up with like a 7 share in the Arbitron, the rating service in Phoenix. And I'm scratching my head thinking, like,
how did that happen? Right.
Yeah, people listen to radio on TV and found out that it was indeed happening and decided to come up with a radio service that was only for cable TV. Originally, we were the cable radio network. It's changed over the years to CRN Digital Talk Radio, 6 channels of talk radio on the internet at crntalk.com, on cable systems, on radio stations, and we're happy to have your show with us.
So a lot of people know that on the high end of the radio, on the high end of the cable dial, there are music stations. There's reggae and gospel and jazz,
country and jazz and
everything.
Pop and disco, and
6 of those channels on all the good cable systems are CRN, and they get to hear talk radio like this show.
That's correct. Talk radio. Right after all your music channels on Music Choice, there's 6 channels of talk radio.
Mm-hmm. And your show, you have a number of shows that are produced right here at CRN.
It's right here at this very table, right here at this very place you're looking at right now.
And you also syndicate shows like mine that originate elsewhere.
Yes. Oh, yeah, all over the country.
And 6 channels. It's pretty amazing.
6 channels of talk radio.
That's great. Well, speaking of talk radio, the president's ratings are quite low. It's hard to find anybody.
Congress's ratings are even lower.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
It's hard to find. Is there a rating for Congress? I don't even think there is.
Well,
it's bad.
It's bad. It's horrible. It's below. The ratings for this show are probably higher than the ratings for Congress.
Definitely.
But it's hard to find anybody this day on either side of the aisle who's willing to defend the president. In fact, the Republicans are running.
Well, that's what I want to defend the president.
Well,
hey, it is a topic for your show today. The surge works. The surge works. Who did the surge? President Bush. The surge works. There are less deaths to our servicemen, less deaths to the Iraqi people. Hey, come on, Obama. Wake up and smell the toast burning. You're over there. They asked him a point-blank question, ABC News. Knowing what you know now, would you go back and vote for the surge? Oh, well, let me say this about that, and no, I wouldn't. It's like, Obama, stop sidestepping it. Just, if you're going to ask for change, don't lie to me. If you're going to be straightforward, don't lie to me, Obama. Say, hey, I made a mistake, and the surge did work, and I credit George Bush for that. End of story, and then go on with talking about your change. But due to George Bush's thought and his geniuses in the armed forces, the surge works. And I think McCain was one of those guys that supported the surge, and before Bush liked it, McCain said, you need a surge. That's what you got to do, because McCain has the strategy to win an altercation, a war.
You talk about Obama lying. Didn't the president lie when he said that we were going into Iraq to find weapons of mass destruction?
No. He did not. How do you know there were not weapons of mass destruction?
Well,
they can move them right
in.
They can put them right into Iran. They can put them anywhere they want to. Bottom line was everybody, not just the president, all your favorites in Congress, Nancy Pelosi, all these bigwigs that should take lie detector tests, by the way, every 6 months, including the president. That's my new thing. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. Every elected representative should take a lie detector test. Then you'd know if anybody's lying. They all had the same information. They all worked with the same information. So what? Bush went out and manufactured this crazy report? Come on. This was given to us by the CIA, by who we had checking this stuff out. It was the same information everybody had, and from that information, we all decided, including the Congress, to go to war. So you can't just pin this on George Bush. A lot of these, closet liberals need to stick their head out of their butt cheeks and realize that everybody voted for this war, and this is why we had the war, and this is why we're here. And so whether there were or not, that's a moot point. We're there now. How are you going to get out and save face and make the world a better place to live? The